Farmers, rural America, why can't you just say this right now? Just get it over with. Just say it. Say it with me. That. Fuck him. Fuck Trump. Why? Because he's basically totally destroyed you. He told you that the tariffs were going to be good for you just somehow. No, they clearly weren't. You want to know why? Because all these countries from all around the world basically realized that Republicans like to tariff them. That every couple of years, if there is a Republican in office, they're going to experience 100% tariffs or 30% tariffs. Irregardless, even if they're as friendly to us as Australia has been, or Europe has been, or Canada has been, or Mexico, as a trading partner, as a business partner in all kinds of things that we do, that they're still going to get hit. It really doesn't matter. Because they realize that within the Republican Party, that's somehow beneficial. It creates some poll numbers to be able to put tariffs on all these other people. And as a result of that, food products, fruits and vegetables, they're not being purchased in other countries. They have actually launched a global embargo of American agriculture. And that's made even worse because what you need are workers to pick these things, right? So you need workers to pick the fruits and vegetables and to take care of the cattle and everything else. Well, not only have they been bothered by ICE, which has slowed your ability to get workers and get labor done on your farms, but it has done something even worse that has also dramatically impacted your product from being purchased. You see, overseas, people who decide to come here and visit this country, they have been locked up as visitors. Literally, I have a brother-in-law who is a New Zealander. My sister got lucky and, married a New Zealander, so she gets to live in New Zealand, which is breathtakingly beautiful country. Well, she's living there, but her husband doesn't want to even come to see my dying mother, my sister's dying mother, who has dementia in her early stage of non-communicative frontal temporal dementia. That's where she's at right now. He doesn't want to come here because the United States terrorizes visitors. It makes people who are coming here to visit our country not want to come here because of our immigration policies. That's just a reality. That's a reality that I've experienced within my own family, and that you can even check about the difficulties that have experienced by American tourists being grabbed by ICE, or tourists coming from other countries being grabbed at the border or by Border Patrol, that kind of thing, who are just visiting our country. Well, that goes back to those countries, and they say the United States has gone crazy because it's treating their citizens like crap, and that increases the likelihood of more people not wanting to buy American product or come here to this country. And if they don't come here to this country, they're not buying things at restaurants. They're not buying food here in the United States because they're not traveling here. The problem that is very simple. Farmers, you're ultimately in one industry, food. You sell food. You're part of the food industry. People who don't want to buy American food product are bankrupting your farm, and Trump is doing that. Trump is talking about, you guys are asking for the bailout because of these humongous problems, like the $12.5 billion annual, purchasing power of China's soybeans being gone, which you're maybe asking for a bailout or some sort of help, but your product is gone. And the reason why it's gone is because Trump decided to hand Argentina $40 billion, and that $40 billion grows more soybean, and then Argentina sells the soybean to China. So he literally paid for your destruction. He took your tax dollars, your money, gave it to people who have just destroyed any hope of you to have the $12 billion soybean market ever return. On top of that, it gets even worse. Trump wants to bail out Argentina, so he has them sell beef here as an effort to try to reduce beef by basically buying substandard beef and replacing your beef. So you're going to lose that market too. This embargoes and these treatments of foreigners is so incredibly bad. People trying to invest here in the United States is the Hyundai Corporation, which is a South Korean company that wanted to build that big battery factory up in Georgia. And those migrants, those people who were here, who were visitors to this country, were basically trying to bring hundreds of billions of dollars worth of business into the United States. You know what we did? We deported them. We locked them up. We chained up their people, arrested their people, and the South Korean government literally had to come in to save Hyundai employees from ICE's fates. So that makes those companies not want to invest. And you know what that also tells every single other company on the planet? Don't invest in the United States. At least not until ICE shows some level of sanity. And nothing right now is showing that there is going to be sane stuff. So why put investments into this country, like, for example, into your rural communities for the products that you need regarding your industry? That's a big problem. But that is only the beginning. You see, the other thing that Republicans really like to do is they created their big, beautiful bill. If you happen to be on the medical exchanges, which by and large you are, and you're earning, and according to the study that will be in the comment section of this video, if you're earning $85,000 a year and you're about 60 years old, you're about ready to enter retirement, and you and your family earn about $85,000 a year. Before taxes, it looks like some people's monthly payments will be around $4,000 a month because of Republicans choosing to get rid of the Obama subsidies to your health care in order to provide tax deductions for really, really rich people. Basically, the people who are going to try to buy your farm once you go bankrupt, because half of your income is going to be needed to just simply be able to pay for the health insurance premium that you have. That is not considering what the deductible is. Also, the Medicaid cuts are also beginning to shut your your rural hospitals down, because those are all gone. Why? Because hospitals know that you might not be able to afford, hospital care, because half your pre-tax income is going to premiums, which means you're going to get rid of health insurance. And that's not just going for the people that are poor on Medicaid. That goes to everybody. That goes to a whole bunch of other people whose payments are going to go to almost half of their pre-tax income. Yeah. Now let's go to probably the biggest one. The domestic market for your products and your services. The Republican Party routinely is against little things like after-school lunches. Remember, you as a farmer, you as an agricultural producer, your buyers are people who eat food. So an after-school lunch program might not be much, but it's made up of food that grows from your farm. So that's a market that's being destroyed because they don't want to do because they're making after-school lunch programs more difficult. They're going after food stamps, which, by the way, here's the little thing. Food stamps means that a person can buy food at the grocery store. If they're buying food at the grocery store, guess whose food they're buying? Your farm. That's why the food stamp program is a part of the Farm Bill, because it's for you. It's designed to get your food into the hands of people. But the Republican Party doesn't want to do that. The Republican Party has no desire to support your market for existing. Then USAID, they're cutting food purchases from poor countries that is delivered through the USAID program. Billions and billions of dollars. The Republican Party does not give a damn about you, because if they did, they would simply try to make certain that more people could buy food. And they're not doing that. They're not opening up your markets. If they do provide you a bailout, the bailout will be nothing in comparison to the amount of loss that you've experienced because so little people are buying food and so little people around the world want to be seen eating an American apple. So, as I've said, just like the thing says, get out of the Republican Party. Exit the Republican Party. Because they just don't give a damn about the American farmer. Because if they did, they would help people buy food. They would help people buy food all over the world and make American food not be seen as the food of people who brutally abuse migrants and tourists and lock away people who are trying to invest here in the United States to build factories like the Hyundai Corporation did. Like, share, subscribe, and get the hell out of the Republican Party.